Do you know about the famous psychological phenomenon called the suspension bridge effect? Perhaps in life, you often fall into the trap of the suspension bridge effect, losing yourself without even realizing it. The suspension bridge effect was demonstrated by social psychologist Donald Dutton through a fascinating experiment. The Capilano suspension bridge, approximately 137 meters long and suspended 70 meters high, has a very narrow walkway, just wide enough for one person. It's hung by ropes woven from hemp and cedar wood, stretching across a forest. Many tourists couldn't help but feel terrified walking on the bridge, with the Capilano River or towering pine branches beneath. A research team placed a young woman in the middle of the bridge, waiting for men aged 18 to 35 to pass by. She then told the men she wanted them to participate in a survey with a few questions and would leave her phone number for them at another location. A similar experiment was conducted on a small bridge over a stream, only 3 meters high. The same beautiful woman gave questionnaires and her phone number to the men crossing that bridge. However, the men who crossed the Capilano suspension bridge thought the woman was more beautiful, and about half of them called her. In contrast, only 2 men from the small bridge called her back. This experiment demonstrates that in human psychology, when we are scared, our heart rate unconsciously increases rapidly. If we happen to encounter someone of the opposite sex or an attractive person at this moment, we will mistakenly attribute our heightened physiological arousal to a pounding heart, a feeling of attraction for someone. In other words, external stimuli make it difficult for the brain to distinguish between reality and temporary emotions, leading to mistaken judgments. This is the famous psychological phenomenon known as the suspension bridge effect. Most people still apply the suspension bridge effect to love, reminding everyone to be rational before accepting a relationship, to observe and distinguish the true source of their emotions towards the other person. Or, this effect can be used to create a bit of excitement to foster affection or win someone over. For example, inviting someone to watch a horror movie, go jogging to increase heart rate, go skydiving, or ride a roller coaster, and so on. Of course, applying this psychological effect to develop love is fascinating, but today, this channel will offer a different perspective to show you something equally crucial. The suspension bridge effect isn't just applicable to romance. It truly exists in many areas of real life, in our careers, and in personal development. If we ignore the true voice within our hearts due to external influences, we are very likely to make wrong choices in life. Only by facing reality, truly understanding ourselves, and eliminating the influence of the suspension bridge effect can life truly develop and achieve positive things. Asterisk 1. Don't fall into the trap of the suspension bridge effect. First, let's look at this image. The symbol in the middle of the left image and the right image is the letter B or the number 13. I believe most people will instinctively answer that the left image is B and the right image is 13. This is because the left image is composed of letters, while the right image is composed of numbers. But beyond the influence of numbers and letters on us, why can't the left image be 13 and the right image be B? There's a quote in the book Asterisk Thinking, Fast and Slow, that goes like this. The human brain is lazy and easily falls into the cognitive trap of things it doesn't think about. If you pay too much attention to the external voices of the world and lose your own rationality, you are falling into the trap of the suspension bridge effect. For example, if everyone is scrambling for a pair of shoes, you might blindly follow the crowd and hastily buy them. If you see everyone rushing to the supermarket to stock up on food, you do the same, blindly. You've made a decision about something, but then someone objects and you start to waver, to become unstable again. Why do you let external voices dictate decisions you should make for yourself? In the uncertainty of life, much like the swaying of a suspension bridge, it will be very difficult for you to make a difference. Only by enhancing your rational thinking and escaping the bridge trap can you truly achieve the life you desire. Song Taito, the author of the novel Boss on the Prairie Asterisk, worked in a bank right after graduation. In the eyes of others at that time, it was an enviable job. But for Song Taito, a passionate writer, a stable, repetitive life was a form of mental torture. He ignored the surprised looks of those around him, bravely pursued his passion, and consequently won the World Novel and Film Award with his debut work, Phantom with Wings. When you are young, listen to your inner voice and walk your own path. This is the life you truly need to have. Warren Buffett revealed his secret to success. Many people have higher IQs than me, but I do everything more rationally. You must have the ability to control yourself and not let the outside world dictate your clarity of mind. In today's complex, multi-valued information age, it's very easy for us to be influenced by those around us. Our goals and decisions may not truly belong to us. We need to keep a clear head to avoid falling into the suspension bridge trap. So, what is the correct way to use the suspension bridge effect? Asterisk 1. Stop comparing, redefine yourself. Francis Bacon, the English philosopher, once said, "We are accustomed to judging our worth by comparison, which is always followed by envy and disappointment. Everyone is unique. It's exhausting to live by other people's standards. The wise thing to do is set life goals that align with yourself." If you're interested in Chinese cinema, you're probably familiar with the Golden Rooster Awards, also known as China's Oscars. However, at the most recent 34th Golden Rooster Awards ceremony, the Best Actress award went to Zhang Ziaofei for her role as Li Huanying in the film Hi, Mom Asterisk. What's most remarkable is that Zhang Ziaofei initially started out playing supporting comedic roles for the famous comedian Jia Ling. When she graduated from the Beijing Film Academy, all her classmates pursued their dreams of stardom. They acted in movies and TV series, striving for leading roles. Only Zhang Ziaofei persevered with supporting roles, maintaining her genuine passion for comedy throughout the years, dedicating her full passion to Jia Ling's supporting characters. Finally, in the very film directed by Jia Ling herself, Zhang Ziaofei won the Best Actress award, the most prestigious honor in Chinese cinema for an actress. We must say that our destiny must be guided by ourselves, by our own discernment and understanding, not by the goals of the majority. Living and spiraling in comparison with others is just a way for us to lose ourselves. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, and the next best time is now. From now on, stop comparing. Stop letting your brain be swayed by the obsession with superficial goals, by other people's opinions. We always say we need to keep a clear head, but have you actually learned how to keep your mind in a state of awakening? You might be surprised that the best way to keep a clear head is to follow your heart, to follow your true passions, and to be yourself. If you completely dedicate your love to doing something, then it is certainly the right choice. Don't live in comparison of material things and external world goals. Don't envy what others have and demand to have it yourself. These desires will only make you a slave to the suspension bridge trap. Your brain won't be able to distinguish between mere desires and true passions. Asterisk 2. Get down to earth and start with small tasks. Many people fail to achieve what they want because sometimes, when faced with a huge goal, they feel scared and don't know how to start. In reality, compared to large goals, small actions are what make it easy for us to persist over a long period. Stephen Guise, author of the book Mini Habits is a prime example. Since 2012, Stephen has performed at least one push-up every day. This was his very first small habit. 2 years later, Stephen achieved a dream physique. With the gradual improvement of his body, he applied the power of small habits to all aspects of his life. With long-term perseverance, Stephen wrote 4 times more articles and read 10 times more books than before. These tangible changes also served as inspiration for his famous work, Mini Habits to be born. Just as the book says, tiny habits force you to take the first step because it's too easy. Even after taking this step and returning to your comfort zone, you will still go out tomorrow and eventually take the second step. Small habits possess immense power. Don't overthink doing something monumental. Start with the smallest tasks. Each time you achieve a small goal, you create momentum for larger achievements, thereby forming a positive cycle for yourself. Asterisk 3. Build your own suspension bridge. Bravely face risks and push yourself to grow. The suspension bridges of the outside world can confuse you, but a suspension bridge within your control can propel you to progress faster and better. Kazuo Inamori, known as a business deity in Japan, received a series of orders from the American giant IBM when he founded Kyocera. Considering the technology available at that time, fulfilling these orders seemed impossible. Clearly, accepting them would be a significant risk. So, to do or not to do. Inamori told himself, with the manufacturing technology available now, although it will be very difficult to pass IBM's inspections, I will still accept the order. Through dedicated efforts to improve technology, the problem was solved. Inamori pushed himself with the risk bridge he had created, enabling him to complete the orders on schedule, and from there, Kyocera Corporation achieved breakthrough development. In life, everyone needs such a trigger point to fuel their energy and move forward. So, step out of your comfort zone, create challenges for yourself. Sometimes, building your own risky suspension bridge within your capabilities is precisely what creates a leverage point, helping us grow and achieve success. Finally, you might be left with a question: how can I stay calm and rational, not letting emotions cloud my judgment? When your knowledge is deep and broad enough, and your experience is long and varied enough, your self-control will steadily improve. You will perceive things more clearly and think more thoroughly. The true difference between people lies in their perception. Observe your inner world more, read more books to develop your awareness. This is the best way to prevent the outside world from blinding you, to escape the negative influence of the suspension bridge effect, and to live a life that is truly your own, being yourself. Thank you for listening to today's audio. If you liked this shared content, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't hesitate to give the video a like, share it with those who might need it, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to receive the latest content from this channel. I will continue to share knowledge, good books, and experiences, and together we will strive to become a better version of ourselves every day.